Time is supposed to move the same for everyone. That's what we grow up believing. The hours tick forward. The seconds pass, clocks run, days fade, nights return. And the world moves on whether you're ready or not, but for one boy named Ryan, time didn't follow the rules. In fact, time disobeyed him long before he understood why. And on the night everything finally snapped into place, the world became his warning. A cold wind cut across the empty street as Ryan hurried home. Street lamps flickered like they were fighting to stay alive. The sky was the color of frozen steel. And even though he'd walked this road 1,000 times before, tonight felt wrong, heavy, too quiet. And then he heard it. Not a sound someone makes. Not footsteps, not whispers, not the wind. It was the sound of something stopping, like the world holding its breath. Like time itself had flinched. Ryan froze and turned. There, in the dusty window of an abandoned antique shop, something stood out, a small brass pocket watch glowing faintly in the dark. The shop was closed. The windows were cracked. The "For Rent" sign had been hanging there for years. Nobody went in. Nobody came out. Nobody ever should. But the watch looked alive. Ryan stepped closer, guided by that strange pull that leads people to things they're not supposed to find. When he touched the door handle, it opened on its own with a slow, aching groan, as if the building had been waiting for him. Inside, the air was cold enough to bite. Dust floated like frozen snow. And at the center of the room, sitting on an old velvet cushion, was the watch shining brighter than anything else in the dark. Ryan whispered, "Why are you glowing?" The watch flickered. A pulse, a heartbeat, a warning. He reached for it. The moment his fingertips brushed the metal, everything stopped. Not slowed, not paused, stopped. The dust froze in the air mid-fall. The neon sign across the street froze mid-flicker. The buzzing street lamp froze mid-hum. Even the air felt like thick glass. Ryan stumbled back in terror. What is this?" The watch clicked once. And a voice calm but cold spoke from somewhere behind him. "You shouldn't have touched it." Ryan spun around. No one was there. Only the shadows shifting along the walls. "Who's there? Show yourself." The voice replied, "You have taken something that belongs to time, and time will not forgive you." Ryan's chest tightened as fear crawled up his spine. He clutched the watch tightly and ran out of the building, but outside, the world was frozen too. Cars stuck mid-turn. Birds stuck mid-flight, a dog frozen mid-bark. People locked in place like statues. Ryan's voice cracked. "No, no, no, wake up!" Somebody move. Nobody did. He was alone inside a world that had stopped breathing. The watch pulsed again, slow, heavy, deliberate. Ryan held it up. "What do you want?" "Why me?" The watch answered with a whisper, his own voice. "Because you're running out of time." He nearly dropped it. That's my voice, how?" Before he could finish, the watch yanked itself from his hand and flew to the ground. The lid snapped open on its own. Inside was a countdown. 0 hours, 59 minutes and 57 seconds. 0 hours, 59 minutes and 56 seconds. 0:59, 55, a 1-hour timer. Ryan felt his stomach twist. What happens when it hits 0? The shadows around him shifted. A deeper voice spoke, now rough, ancient, hungry. "When the clock runs out, so does the part of you time has allowed to exist." Ryan backed away. "I don't understand." "You don't need to," the voice growled. "You only need to run." The ground cracked under Ryan's feet. The shadows stretched, twisting into long, claw-like forms that crawled toward him. Time had stopped, but the shadows hadn't. They were the only things moving in the silent world. Ryan turned and sprinted. The voice echoed behind him. "You can't outrun me. I am what follows everyone." Eventually, Ryan ran faster, his breath sharp and cold. The ground beneath him stayed frozen, but the shadows slid across it like liquid darkness. He clutched the ticking watch tightly, eyes scanning for anywhere to hide. He ducked into an alley. The shadows followed. He climbed a fire escape. The shadows climbed faster. He leapt across rooftops. The shadows floated. He screamed into the silent world, "What do you want from me? Why me?" A voice echoed from the rooftops, the walls, the air, the watch, everywhere at once. "Because you're the only one who listened." What does that even mean? Time speaks. Most ignore it. But the shadows growled. "You've always felt it, always sensed when something wasn't right. Always heard the ticking grow louder." Ryan fell to his knees. gasping. I don't know what you're talking about. The shadows formed a towering figure long, black, bending and bending without breaking. You were chosen, it said, long ago. Before you were even aware. Ryan shook his head violently. Chosen for what? To carry the watch, the shadow said. To carry the final hour, to restart time. Or let it die with you. Ryan's breath caught. Restart? I don't know how to restart time. The watch flickered. A projection appeared above it like a hologram woven from light. It showed Ryan standing at the center of a crossroads. Two paths. One bright, one pitch black. The voice said slowly, every person has one moment that defines them. Yours is now. Ryan clenched the watch. What happens if I choose wrong? The shadow leaned in, hollow eyes narrowing. Everything. His heart hammered as the countdown fell past 0 hours 23 minutes and 10 seconds. He stood alone in the frozen street, trembling. And this is where the mid-story CTA belongs. If you were Ryan right now, what would you do? Which path would you take? Comment it below. I'm seriously curious what your choice would be. And hey, if this story got your heart beating, hit that like button and subscribe for more magical thrills. Ryan stared at the paths in front of him, one glowing with warm golden light, the other swallowing all light. He whispered, how do I know which one is right? The watch ticked louder. Tick, tick, tick. The warm path whispered, safety. The dark path whispered, truth. Ryan swallowed. Safety or truth? The shadow behind him hissed. Only one will restart time. Ryan closed his eyes, listened, breathed, and stepped toward the dark path. The shadow roared in approval, but not because it wanted him safe. The darkness swallowed Ryan whole. His body felt weightless. The world twisted like liquid. The air crackled with something ancient and cold. He stumbled onto a field, a place he didn't recognize. A figure stood ahead. At first, he thought it was someone else. Then he realized it was him, older, tired, scarred, but standing strong. The older Ryan spoke first. I've been waiting, Ryan whispered. For me? For the part of me that still believes he's too small to matter. Young Ryan blinked. What is this place? The path of truth, older Ryan said. Where you face what you run from. What am I running from? Time, the older version said. Responsibility, fear, your own potential. The watch vibrated violently in Ryan's hand. The older version pointed to it. Time doesn't want to kill you. It wants you to choose who you'll become. Young Ryan stared at the ground. I'm not brave enough. The older version stepped closer. You are. Or you wouldn't have made it here. But what do I do? The older Ryan gestured to the watch. When the timer hits 0, the world restarts. But only if you decide that your future matters. What if I don't? Then time stops for good. Ryan froze. Forever? Forever, the older version said. No second chances. The countdown hit 0 hours 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Shadows closed in from every side, curling, twisting, reaching. Older Ryan stepped back. It's your hour, not mine. Make the choice. The shadows lunged. Ryan screamed and held up the watch like a shield. The timer flashed. 0 hours 1 minute and 0 seconds, 0 hours 0 minutes and 40 seconds, 0 hours 0 minutes and 10 seconds, 0 hours 0 minutes and 5 seconds. The world held its breath. Ryan shouted through the darkness. I choose to live my future. The watch burst open, light exploding outward like a star being born. Everything shattered. Everything restarted. Time slammed back into motion. Cars moved. Birds flew. People walked. The world breathed again. Ryan collapsed to the pavement, gasping as life returned around him. The watch lay beside him, dark, silent, dead. Until a final message carved itself into its surface. Good choice. Ryan smiled faintly. He didn't need the watch anymore. He knew who he would become. And the narrator ends, and if this story hit you even a little, subscribe. Because tomorrow's story might open a door you didn't know existed.